Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Katie Wood.
And John Bearden.
And we're back this week. If you tuned in last time, about 2 weeks ago now, we did our very first Island Time Survive-A-Thon. And we had several participants, myself included, who battled it out to see who could have the best time. Kyle Barnes, our in-house programmer, actually walked away with a time of, I'll try to scoot in the leaderboard here. I don't even know if it'll be visible. But 34:39, which is a behemoth of a time. And so we were going to have John Bearden here, our game designer for Island Time, who is also very, very good at the game, have a shot at dethroning Kyle.
A lot of pressure on this one.
Yeah, right.
Been worried about this all week long.
Yeah, Kyle is, since he's the programmer, he knows the ins and outs and timing and the logic behind some of the things that happen.
Yeah.
But John has QA'd the game the most, and I would say, I always thought you lasted the longest, just generally when playing, testing.
So, yeah, I thought I had. But, yeah, Kyle's score last week was pretty impressive, and he is employing a lot of techniques that I normally don't use. So now I'm going to have to step up my game a little bit to kind of keep up with that.
That's true. Yeah, one slip-up could cost you the time, I guess. But we're going to be... Pretty much this stream today is just, as you can tell, super chill from John's shirt, just relaxed. We're on Island Time today, so it might not go a full So it might not go a full hour. We'll just have John play, try to beat Kyle's time, and just kind of chill out, hang out today.
If you die in the first 5 minutes, you're gonna go again.
Well, that's my practice. That's the practice of
warm up.
We'll
This
be
is
a little
area. We gotta figure out how the feel of the floor is.
Yeah, right. Get in the zone. Just have to meditate for a little bit.
And you're welcome to talk to me while I'm doing this, ask me questions on things, have me try new tricks or things you haven't seen before.
For sure, for sure. I don't want to be have you, despite the game having you stranded on an island, don't want to have him actually stranded out on an island by himself. We'll talk to you the whole time. So.
I just know after looking at YouTube the other day, just check up on what streamers are playing. Let's see the phone.
Oh.
That's what everybody's talking about right now, is the phone.
I don't think I can. I don't know if I can show you the phone.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Maybe some starfish, probably, or us.
Definitely
starfish.
Yeah. Definitely starfish.
Yeah, we can do that. And trying to think of other cool, fun, hidden things. We'll find them as we go. We'll yell them out as we go. So, all right.
John, let's go get suited up, man.
Okay, I got my shoes off. I'm gonna head on over there. Am I going totally audioless?
Oh, no. Oh, shoot. I just not realized. Where'd they go? Look, I just took the headphones.
Scoot over, center it up.
Yeah, right there, yeah. Here, so I'll actually have to restart the Vive because of that. So, rip.
That's okay. I have played this several times without any headphones, so
that's
getting better.
I feel like that's real tough because you can't hear when your fish are done cooking because it has that ding sound.
You really have to watch for it, and then
that'll be the toughest for him.
I did all this prep and then forgot I unplugged the headphones.
All right, headphones on. Probably gonna, 1 ear out so you can hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, 1 second.
But otherwise, he's pretty well suited.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, so of course, Steam wanted an update for VR right then and there all of a sudden. It's
the life of a...
You've only been playing all day with the machine. Why don't we just throw an update in the middle of this?
Development life.
I've actually played on the Vive, so this is going to be a little weird on the
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and take a
different
step
feel,
forward,
different
John,
vibe.
most likely. There you go. Probably about there will be the sweet spot once we get to it.
Okay.
You probably had audio, but you went audioless while I'm making camera adjustments in a second.
Just let me know if I need to move over or anything.
I will.
Looks like I will.
It's just me on the camera right now, but I promise some fun things will be shown in a minute. It's not just Katie sitting on a couch on her laptop hour.
Yeah. So the top buttons?
It should be the middle buttons. There we go.
But while they're finished getting set up, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them in the stream on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you're watching from, and I'll be watching here and I'll try to yell them out for John. So.
Yeah, we won't see your feet till you. Let's see. There's your hands.
Okay, here we go.
And boom.
Yay.
There he is.
All right.
we go. All right, let's get some.
That's really cool. Wasn't gonna say anything the entire time you were here.
All right, Meet and Carl started the game, partying it up.
That's
Nice, my
There we go.
Curl out my hair there.
ever made.
All right. He's on a roll. Oh, the clock?
I forgot to start the clock.
I guess it's a little late.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
We'll start it now anyway.
Yeah.
We'll give him a handicap. John
Yeah.
gets a handicap.
He's got his
I
watch,
think
so
you're
he
giving me a little
knows.
bit of a handicap every time you taste.
Take the audio from you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We have it where we flip in and out of
Okay.
windows. Yeah. The audio will cut out a little bit, so it can be a bit jarring. So I guess playing without headphones might not even be that big of a deal, because you might
Well,
lose
you can have
audio.
when you're off, when you're on. That's what I thought
Yeah.
was funny last time we streamed. Is people were like, I can't hear it. It's like, why don't you just
Oh, yeah, shift it slightly, yeah.
when you're off?
You're just so instinctually like, I gotta be immersed in the VR environment.
You know, my
You
biggest
know
problem
how
with
you
playing
eat
with
things to
headphones and
survive?
Vive is exactly what I watched John always do. Trying to spear something and going right through the headphone slack.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, that can be tricky, getting wrapped up in any cords. But,
So what we'll do is we'll have to look at his watch and see how off I was to start the timer. So.
yeah, that's okay.
Hate to break it to you.
Okay.
Oh,
that's bad.
uh-oh,
Already.
uh-oh.
Cooking
This
fish.
this
We're
might
cooking
be
fish.
a warm-up round.
Okay. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Rule 1 of Island Time, you gotta be chill.
Hey, I'm
Gotta
having a great time.
relax.
I'm glad
So,
you're here, but I
Small
won't make
difference on
recommendations.
Vive. You don't have to move the hand as close to your face that you.
I've been waiting for
Oh,
someone.
I wondered why you were kind of like,
I was waiting for someone to do what I
Hardcore
did,
eating.
where you just smash yourself in the face on
Yeah.
accident. Cause I was used to Oculus at first. Just like you gotta get real close.
yeah.
First time I played on Vive, I was busting my own lip. 'Cause you're just like,
Oh, right, yeah, you get, I mean, oh, you took something.
Yeah. I'm kind of calling this one a practice round.
That's cool. Practice round, we're chill. Practice, that's the word of the day, chill.
I can't wait till Kyle calls.
Yeah, we should have a call in from Kyle and trash talk. We did have a studio meeting earlier this morning, and we were like, oh,
Hey,
you know,
buddy,
John's
don't
gonna try to
worry
take
about it.
down Kyle's
You had
score.
insurance.
Kyle turned around to look at John and was like, no, you're not today.
It's in my head.
Yeah, I know,
It's in
yeah,
my head.
he got to him. And all day it's been sitting there just festering.
I'm making these simple mistakes I never make.
So Kyle not being here doesn't even matter. He got that evil eye stare in his mind. I don't know.
That's right, those dagger eyes.
Okay.
Dagger eyes.
So I know it's just logs and rocks, but grab
Yeah,
'em.
as
Grab
you
'em
can
real
tell, the
good.
studio's
We're gonna
really
get through
busy
this
today,
together.
so
That's
we're
what we
just
do,
kind of
Carl and you,
just
that's
chilling
what
out,
we do.
just us, hanging out, doing live stream.
Go golden
I think
fish.
you're on a better
Those
rhythm
are
now, John.
really rare. You only see
We're
those.
having more fun today.
Yeah,
Everyone else is
that's
working,
right.
We're having fun.
Playing Island Time is always fun.
I know it's very weird to explain to people. What's part of your job? I play video games at work.
Incoming! Look out! Oh, the
It's a
seagulls are
blast.
attacking
We love
again.
it.
Who knew seagulls
is
could be
very
so
cool.
terrifying?
For sure. And it's
I
been
would,
really
I would
cool.
join you to make it not so negative space, but if something happens on this end,
You'd get up and run.
I'd get
Yeah,
up and probably knock the table over, take the camera down, and poof, all the magic's gone.
that's cool. It's my chance, my time to shine, I guess.
It's the Katie
This
show.
is the moment I was
Take over.
waiting for.
That's what I've been saying. Is this is really the Katie show? We
Yeah.
all just come in as guests.
Be the host
This
we really
beautiful
want.
light
Oh, and I
just
changed
right
my
on
mind
me.
about your hands here. This will be way better. Trust me, this will be way
But
better.
we've been here watching a lot of the videos for Island Time. A lot of reviews have come in on YouTube, and it's been great to just kind of see that and see the positive reactions and the just general reactions and comments and everything. And that's always so cool to like see a product out in the world and then see it just take off. And
I really
So it's
like
been
that
really
there's
fun.
this YouTube buzz about like, can you get off the island? And now I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can or can't, but that's like the tag on like 4 different videos, like the magic phone. Can you get off the island? Question mark. And I'm like, no, probably not. I think we designed it. Or not we, y'all, but you know, the
Yeah.
royal we.
Nah, I lost.
makes for good, you know, thumbnails and titles.
That's
Sure.
that's what I need to learn from that experience. I need to look at these streamers and see what some gotcha titles, you know.
Oh yeah.
Make me want to clickbait.
Oh no,
Oh.
he stole something again.
Could be so terrifying.
So I've tried the whole baseball bat method. When I know he's coming,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just kind of tee up, just kind of like get my
Get
stance
ready.
on and get ready to swing through.
Knock him out of the park.
I've also learned if you have if it's on fire, the minute you hit him once, he turns into a chicken. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So I try to personally have something on fire ready for him. So it's just like,
Yeah, no, sometimes it's like a last minute rush because I didn't want to waste resources by burning them. So you're like, right when you see the seagull, you're trying to hurry, start a fire and light it and quickly get him. And sometimes I'm too late and he'll grab
That's why
some.
the wooden nunchuck thing or whatever. That's why I always have that ready because I just get that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
fire real fast.
Oh yeah, but
Swing it around.
thinking of it as a nunchuck is funny. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah,
That is
that's
basically
what I thought was
what
the
it is.
idea behind it.
Yeah, I think you're right, totally. But yeah.
So I like light it on fire, hit the seagull, then put it in the, set it down in the water so it goes out.
Kyle was a pro at that like 2 weeks ago. He would just sort of like smack back, bam.
The method of his to get that.
Yeah.
Now I will
he had
say
the touch.
something I learned.
Amazing.
Something I learned today that for us beginners at Island Time. Don't flinch your rocks too fast and throw them back into the bin.
Oh, yeah.
I set the whole island on fire this morning because I was like in a hurry trying to test myself. So I'm like, starting a fire, throw the flint down, so I'm going to make a pole, turn around the whole island's on fire. I'm like, oh, oops, well, this round's over, 4 seconds. Nice, or 4 minutes.
I feel like I've done that before too. There'll be a basket of rocks, and then you throw your rocks on those rocks, and anytime they hit each other, they create sparks. So, yeah, we've had that before. Too many rocks used to be too much, even like when we were QAing, too much for the system even, because all the rocks would hit each other and it create all these particles, sparks.
Right.
And the game would be like, whoa, that's too much for us. We can't handle that.
See, it's fun because you get to play fire. That's probably my favorite thing so far in the whole game. I wish there was more things to set on fire besides myself.
Well, you got a good stockpile going, John.
Okay, I'm gonna try a technique here since I'm already kind of screwed up a little bit with the seagull.
Oh yeah.
This is a hidden thing for I don't know if anyone's seen this one too much.
Here we go.
You can steal something. Ha!
You stole it back. Aw, brilliant.
We win again, Carl.
Yeah.
You and me, bud. High five.
Yeah. Oh, with his remaining arm, the one he didn't sacrifice.
But he grows it back. He's like a
he did grow it back
He
already.
grows it back.
Yeah.
It's like
He's offered his arm numerous times.
Numerous times.
He's learned. He's like, I must grow it back to survive myself, and so that's just what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I always like to imagine that the skull you get is just the survivor before you didn't make it.
Yeah, I think that is sort of the, maybe not that specific skull, but there's a bit of a lore behind like this purgatory. You've just been like, you die, and then you're back, and Carl's like, yay, another friend.
I have friends forever.
I'll never run out of friends.
I finally did make the monocle or whatever, the magnifying glass. I didn't even get to use it. I set it down and immediately got stolen by a seagull. I'm like, oh,
he knew.
All right, thanks, buddy.
It's like, I needed the newest magnifying glass on the market. Thank you.
Yes, well, he was stylish after that.
Do you have anything that might scare them off for good?
Oh, he's just perched. I thought he was swooping.
There you go. I was like, don't trust that bird, man. He's just waiting. He's like my cats at home, just waiting for an opportunity to get in there.
Yeah. As soon as you turn your back, that's when he goes for it. And Kyle was also using a lot of chickens, which are seagulls, just cooked seagulls. But
but any bird, looks like that.
We
Apparently,
say chicken all the time. Yeah, I guess it looks more like a turkey.
Yeah, right.
But we've just always called them chickens. I think even their blueprint is called like BP_chicken, and no one thought anything of it. It's totally fine. But Kyle really, and that was a new technique for us at the studio because fish seemed to be like your main thing. But then Kyle was like, I'm gonna cook all the seagulls that come in, and I'm gonna have a stockpile of chickens.
I didn't even know you could kill a seagull until I was doing a testing playthrough to set this up, and on accident had a spear on fire waving it around, and it flew into it, and it died instantly.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a second, there's something to this.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of how we wanted people to discover it too. Is just like he flies in, he's targeted a fish that's on the other side of a fire that's roaring, and he'll just swoop through it and explode, and people will be like, oh, fire can kill them.
Now, I wish you would take double magnifying glass and make like a light laser gun. Somehow
that'd be, just shoot them all out of the air.
Just,
I think we maybe have the ability to make, but it might not be in there anymore, or you might not be able to get 2 magnifying glasses. But if you had 2 magnifying glasses, you can combine them to make.
You can. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
just unfortunately the magnifying glass has a very small percentage of appearing again in a crate. So I don't know if anyone's actually gotten it.
Yeah, it would be a very, very rare thing to happen. I don't think it's happened much for us, if at all. But you can combine them, basically.
I can't survive long enough to see, so there's my problem.
It is tough. It's tough to get, like, you feel like, when you're in the headset, you feel like you're going for a bit longer.
Nah, just that so we can hear John.
Oh, good,
there.
good,
I'm
good.
assuming
I was worried it was me because I'm
John
always quieter on the streams than I need to be.
Well, I'm trying to help you fill the air over here, and I'm behind the mic.
Oh, right, so
by the
you're speaking
control
up.
panels and-
That's poison. That is poison.
I
Do not
gotcha.
eat it.
I do feel like it's my own talk show. Sorta.
You guys have to
Katie.
carry me through this one.
Yeah, the Katie. I'm trying to think of jingle. I was gonna say the Katie and Katie show, but then that's a little. I was thinking of the Troy and
Kate and
Abed
Crew,
show.
yeah. Troy and Abed.
In the morning. Yeah,
But we're in the
we've been
afternoon.
watching. Yeah, Katie and Katie in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't mind if I just steal that jingle
Yeah, right.
straight
I'm
up.
sure. I'm sure.
I'm sure
Dan
they
Harmon
stole it
won't
from
mind.
somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. It does seem very morning talk show jingly. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's been used before. But all right, checking in on John's status.
I mean, he's at 10 minutes,
10
almost
minutes.
11, give or take my snafu for missing the clock.
Well, even with
But we
the
have the in-game clock.
yeah,
So
even
we'll
allowing
check
the
it.
seagull to grab a couple things, he's still like motoring on. 10 minutes, no problem. I'm going. Although he's probably more at like 10:45.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
at 11:36.
Oh, 11:30. So we're about
So-
a minute behind.
So about, yeah, so I failed.
No, that's well, but you're almost exactly a minute behind. So at least we can use the clock as like,
Okay, no.
okay, it's
I would just say if he beats
12:30.
34 minutes on screen, he's done it.
yeah, yeah. Just
I guess
needs to go.
35, just call it 34, 39.
Yeah, not straight up 34.
So if he gets straight at 35,
Yeah.
he got it.
Oh no!
Oh, is that it?
No!
Is that
What
it?
happened?
Hey, by the way, are you?
What happened? Did you try to?
I think I suffered from hubris on that one. I was thinking I'm going to build up a good fire for the next seagull that comes along, and I just burned all my fish in doing so.
Oh no!
Oh,
And the
it's
seagull
okay.
came down.
Hey,
Oh, the ultimate insult. Oh no! All your stuff got burned waiting for that seagull, and then he was like, "Ah, now's the
it's
time."
like now's the time. the
Oh,
fire's
you burned
done.
all your fire up? Oh, okay, I'll come down.
Yeah, now I'll come on.
Oh, it looks safe. I'll steal that coconut. That last valuable food resource you had.
It was just a
I'll take
shell,
it.
I think.
It was a good
Oh, it
one.
was?
I
Okay.
think it was just a
At
shell
least,
run.
even shells can be kind of valuable, but it wouldn't
Now,
have helped him
I
survive.
like John's strategy. He's trying to show Kyle that he's better by
Yeah.
purposely messing
Yeah.
Kyle up.
Wasn't expecting
About
you to say
12,
Oh no, his
13
hands are on
minutes
fire.
hot.
Oh, no, he just set the whole house on fire now. That's it. All right.
He knew he wasn't going to beat Kyle there, so he's like,
Well,
alright.
Kyle, you heard it here first.
Sometimes you know you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll go out with
Just-
a bang.
Go out, start fresh, see
Yes,
Carl
okay,
again.
Okay. Practice
All
run.
right.
It was just a practice
It
run.
was a warm-up.
Once I see the screen pop up, I'll hit the timer. I'll try to get it right on. So, because right now you're standing in perpetual hell. I mean,
He's falling on.
all right. So,
Dang it.
give or take a few seconds behind. This is it. If you don't get it this time, I'm gonna call Kyle the winner.
You know what?
Just say,
Um,
Kyle, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm giving him a second try.
We'll see. I know John can go longer. It's just those initial.
No, he
little
said
things.
he's purposely trying to stream more
Yeah.
lively. He's purposely
Oh, yeah.
tanking the game.
It's more interesting to watch someone fail
I mean,
at
I just
Island
go up there and set everything on fire over and over and over. That's,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing here. I mean, I
Just
can
go
do that.
whoops after you do
Yeah,
it.
Just say whoops, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you never want to hear that in production ever. Like when somebody quietly all of a sudden just says whoops. You're just like, you already know it's not good. It's like, no matter what they say afterwards.
Hey, it's
Oh,
420 on 420 right now.
There you go.
Here we go. Make a wish, everybody.
Is that like 7-Eleven?
I guess it'd be a
on
special
7-Eleven?
420 wish, but
Just,
yeah, oh, yeah.
Wish upon a star, y'all. I mean, they're up there. Even though the sun's still up, they're up there.
oh yeah,
Or you can always go out at 8:40,
840.
double it up.
Oh right.
Yeah, go see the stars then. I say that, but here in Dallas, we have too much light pollution. So I don't want to get into that. I'm not trying to get all environmentally. Sorry.
It always turns into some political discussion.
Yeah, jeez.
But you're around.
These live streams.
But there are some beautiful skies out there in the open prairie. That was another thing I haven't noticed, and I'm curious now. Are there stars in the game? Like when we go into nighttime, do we have like the North Star?
I am.
Let's look when we get
Yeah.
We're gonna look. We're gonna check this out.
I'm not
stars.
sure. I don't remember.
There might be constellations.
I feel like it should have been like Rainbow Road type thing. When you hit a certain time, all the stars become rainbow and start like oscillating different colors at night. It's like,
Those are good ideas. We can save them.
Some good post ideas after the fact.
Yeah. You never know about any sort of DLC. Who knows? We'll write it down.
Do a DLC, I want the DLC to be on an island in a restaurant, like in one of those big aquariums that you have to.
That'd be a crazy reveal.
That you're really just in an aquarium and you're actually a lobster the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the DLC we all are. That's the DLC we deserve.
Oh yeah. Seagull stole a piece of wood earlier, but at least it wasn't food, I guess.
But yeah, they never steal Carl. Poor Carl.
No, yeah. He's friends with everybody. He knows Steven Seagull. He knows Anne.
He tells you how much of a jerk Steve is up front. He's like, Steve, watch out for that guy's a jerk.
Yeah, he's hung out with Steve a couple of times, and it's just they don't get along. They try. But, I mean, it's hard to be nice with a neighbor like that who just comes on your island and takes a cup of sugar.
It's like that neighbor, he's like, hey, neighbor, can I borrow your mower? And it's like, hey, can I get a weed whacker back that you borrowed a year ago?
Right.
It's like, very much like that.
Golden fish. Wow, those are really rare. You only see those.
I'm surprised Kyle hasn't chimed into the chat yet or anything. I was really expecting this.
Yeah.
He's letting me down over here. Like, I was all wanting some Twitch drama, but nothing.
He's very busy.
He got 2 fish that time.
He got 2 fish?
2 fish.
I thought you were the QA dude, man.
No, I think
this whole
Kyle may have
last
actually
stream,
changed
I'm literally
the
gonna last
Kyle,
stream he was in his red shirt. He's just like, yeah, I'm so big and bad. I need a whole stream to be able to show you how good I am.
I'm starting to think that Kyle may have come in and changed this code.
Yeah.
I
never know with programming.
Of sabotage.
I am the one who opened the build that was given to me for our live stream. I did not alter it.
It was labeled Kyle Wins.
Yeah.
.exe.
Yeah, if you look inside the code deeply, there's a line of code that straight says Kyle wins if and only if, always, and it's in there.
I'm sure it's a secret number, like 3494. Is that the time?
Yeah, right.
When that is.
And see what it is he hits the remote.
30.
Like he hits the like the whole like Contra thing back in the day. Like he's a secret remote combination.
34, 39.
No, that's true.
Did you reset the clock?
I did for this run.
Oh, good.
4
Okay.
minutes and 12
I completely
seconds.
forgot about
I
that.
didn't this time. But I know because the way that it works, it is a little behind, but not by much this time. Not this time.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
He got to like 15 minutes. Is that right? Or
Roughly.
14. Oh no,
I mean, he's been having a real hard time with his fire today.
It's
Again.
everything that could be unluckily happening is happening. Is happening.
Apple, if you're listening, come on down
Yeah,
and play.
I'm not proud of this performance today.
This one or the last one?
Sometimes pros have bad days,
Either one of them.
But yeah, Seagull took 2 fish. Seagull took logs, burned down everything, and then Seagull swooped in to steal more resources. It's just been a...
We'll hit the 5-minute mark. There you go.
There we
Seagull
go.
said, hey. Now, see, I think that was Kyle's strategic thing he did last time. He set the island on fire controlledly.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to catch fire anymore.
That's true.
And then he got all willy-nilly with throwing things around. I think that's where John messed up there. I think he got a little too willy-nilly.
Fresh start.
No, it's just
Then
logs and
there's
rocks,
some-
but grab them real good.
flammables
We're gonna
down.
do this together. That's what we do. Carl and you, that's the team. Oh, golden fish. Wow, those are really rare. You only see those once or twice a play.
You can hear Carl chat. Oh, Seagull landed. The Seagull has been the real
Now you
bad
actually
guy
have to
this
help me
time.
when seagulls land.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Day one stuff.
Every time I set this camera up to do this build, it's always I used you or a kid. I swear John's a little taller than you because now I feel like the hands are a little out of the digital hands are a little out of sync with his real hands. But oh well.
Oh yeah, they're kind of. Sorry, yeah.
Well,
I was the model for how high the person's hand
I mean,
goes.
it still gives a way better view than just his headset view.
That's true.
So you
That's
know.
true.
So that's good.
Yeah, he hasn't played in a while since we've released, really.
He's
So
been on other projects, so that
So,
was
we're
Kyle's
helping.
saving grace.
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
we're helping
You don't
cushion
need to
the.
make excuses.
I know Kyle was at home practicing. I just have like this Rocky montage in my head with Kyle at
Yeah.
home like practicing, like taking notes on every trick that he can pull off. You know.
I'm more than welcome to take my licks. Okay.
He's
I'm
gonna
just
throw
saying,
a fish in
you
the
know.
air. 360 back, catch it.
Your own shame is enough. After your bragging of the last stream and then your performance today, it speaks for itself.
Try to beat my time, John.
Oh.
Let's bring that board back. My time was a good time.
It was 2020.
It is
2020. On
Quad
420 again.
What?
We're keeping with our
All these
theme.
divisibles.
So
All these things that are divisible.
go for 2021. The future.
At least you can say you were second then.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to see someone catch fire, I would have brought Frank in here and had Frank play.
It is fun to have new people try it out too.
No, I just really like when Frank plays. He gets really into it. So like, luckily he didn't rip the paper, our green screens that we have up, because like the first time I ever saw him catch fire at the dev area, he like dove to the ground instantly. And the thought never came to my mind that you can dip your hands in the water until I watched Frank just like go to the ground and just start scurrying towards the water.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Well,
That's just your instinct, I guess. You have a little bit, I feel like, more success if you shake your hands back and forth.
I know, I catch things on fire somehow. I start catching bushes on fire.
Yeah, if you shake your hands like overlapping one another, I think you're like just catching your hands back on fire over and over again.
Maybe you should start doing arm exercises where you just kind of like rotate. Like
yeah, yeah. Very deliberate.
Yeah, just deliberate motions.
But yeah, a lot more people like water puts out fire down to the ground.
Again, though, it's like that whole dissociation. It's like, you know, you're on a hard floor, you're not really in the water, and just like no regard for your own body, dive to the ground.
Oh,
you
yeah.
like think you're on fire. That's some good trickery.
It's assisted by just how immersive VR can be.
So that's my secret. I've been in here practicing all week. I actually haven't been doing any of my assignments. Sorry, everybody. I've been only playing Island Time, and I'm ashamed to say I still
didn't need
can't.
to admit it. No one was forcing you.
No one said anything. I did ask for them to buy a new Vive Pro so I could retire a Vive in my house.
Having hobbies is cool.
Oh,
Right,
I
Solly?
see. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Or what? Who was it? Was it HTC? Right? Yeah.
Oh,
HTC, give me free stuff.
Slip that in there.
I need a tracker and dongle.
What time is
If only
it?
we had a better Vive
9:04
headset, maybe a
on
Vive
stream.
Pro would make this much easier for me.
I mean, I'm just saying with the Vive Pro's front cameras and stuff like that, I'm really interested in seeing like that new technology, seeing like live AR like that.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
really
have
cool.
anything that might scare
But
them
at the same time, with like learning to do like all the stuff that people are doing with mixed reality and stuff like that, I've noticed a lot of people have a lot of success with the Vive tracker, which can be paired with a dongle that is also created, but
Hey,
apparently
I'm
it's like
having a great time, and
always
I'm glad you're here,
out of
but I'd
stock.
love to make a recommendation. Why don't you
Boo.
I see.
Or it's stylish
So,
enough.
at least every time I'm interested in trying to buy one, they seem to be out of stock. And when they come back in stock, I don't have a budget for one. And then the cycle continues.
Keeps the island safe.
Well, good pile of fish.
We're on the island.
Just gotta be
I'm
careful.
just waiting for Steve to come back.
Pretty well.
He was there a minute ago, but John got him.
Excuse me.
I'm worried about all those crates on the ground. Crate
All
lids.
those?
Yeah, you
I'm
know.
not worried about, you know.
Care package. That could be the mugs I ordered
So
online.
does the shark, can you do anything with the shark? I've noticed that there's a shark. Can you hurt the shark? Can the shark hurt you? Can you get food from the shark?
I think the shark is
The shark's
just
kind of your friend.
yeah, your friend that comes and visits.
Why doesn't he mess Steve up?
He does in one. He messes Steve up, Seagull up in one of the events that kind of happens out in the world, but not the permanent Steve that comes by all the time. So
I think that's what it is. It's like one of those like bad clown jokes. It's like they're all named Steve. There's like 30 Steves.
yeah, or it is the same Steve, but it's like when you go back for 3 samples and he puts on a mustache and then he comes back with a different hat and then
Right.
so
I would
he's
love,
like,
to, I'd love to sample your free
that,
fish.
that fish was real good, and then he comes
Have
back.
another.
Oh, I'll take another one, sir. Weren't you just here? No,
Yeah.
no.
No, that was my cousin. Or I have no idea.
It
what
would
he's
be
talking
kind of
about.
funny if he was when he was more successful. He got a fish. He comes back. He's just a little chubbier. Comes back. He's just a little chubbier.
So eventually you could
He's
catch him
slower.
he'd be like become slower and fast.
Yeah.
You know? But would they give you extra food bonus? Because he's a bigger bird?
Yeah. So then it wouldn't really matter if he stole anything because he'd be worth
You're like,
more.
cool, just store that energy
Yeah.
up for me. I'll get it later.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on to the fish power for me, Steve.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks. Good idea, Steve. It was going to go bad otherwise.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Man, you are really into this fish
I'm
thing.
trying to, is he,
So what are some other things, because I as a player don't know, what are some other things you can do with the coconut exercise and make the, as I call it, the coconut pole that I don't even know what it's for other than lighting on fire and hitting Steve?
oh,
That's literally what I use it for.
Yeah, that's kind of like a torch. We called it that because it is mainly meant for lighting things on fire. And then there's...
I'm embarrassed to say the first couple times I tried to catch other coconuts with it. Like it was like a ball and cup thing. And it's a lot easier just to put your hand out and catch it.
Yeah, you can put half an eaten coconut on a stick. I think it has to be eaten. And then a whole coconut on a stick. And they kind of serve the same torch purpose. So, kind of, but then you'd waste more of a resource if you did a full coconut than if you did just like a half. So that's something. And then you can also kind of like take 2 coconuts, and there's a fun little thing that John, I think, made sure was in there. I don't want to spoil it, but 2 coconut halves, if you just kind of like play around with
involved?
Yeah, right?
Yes.
But
there's a limit in the game.
There is? I call shenanigans.
Let's see if I can kill one of the birds without actually killing myself this time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll need to harvest some chicken in order to survive, I think. As long as Kyle, at least.
I've been a little bit gun shy on trying to kill the seagulls anymore after my last raise.
See, that's another thing that was rough on me is like I was doing really well the other day, and all of a sudden it's like, you've been poisoned. I'm like, but I looked at all the fish, they all look the same. I guess not. I guess one of the ones I grabbed had a slight different marking, so I'm all like the last few seconds of that life, I'm like looking at all the fish, like, are you poisonous? What's the difference?
Here's a tell. So that is let me do this. There's the 2 fish right there.
Well, we see your arms, so you can't see very well.
Oh, okay.
But it's in the tail, you say, eh?
It's actually in the coloring.
Ah, that's what I thought.
Let me see if I can hold it up this way.
We can see, sort of.
Sort of. That's where my mix is. I need to get better. Yeah.
It is very difficult.
Yeah. If I can get the foreground to composite over your arm, then that would be only time. Give me time.
Yeah, basically the poison ones, I think we might have said it before, but we'll say it again. The poison ones are like a light purple and sort of a yellowy green color, whereas the main good fish are bluish green.
See, on this, I think that right there makes it a lot harder, because like when you're in a hurry, especially if you actually set yourself on fire, you start eating.
That is actually the danger of doing that, is because we want you to be in a hurry and not be checking all the time.
Yeah. Kind of just an accidental.
So basically what you're saying is the key to success is every day when the sun sets, take inventory of your of which fish you actually caught that day.
Just don't cook a fish before you look at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking. I immediately just throw it
on the grill, yeah. Once it's cooked, it has like a few seconds where it lets you know it's gross. And Carl might say something because he's programmed to maybe say something about it. But then otherwise, you're just kind of, it looks the same, and so you're a little bit unlucky.
I have too many rocks now. We'll start that.
Another spear. What?
If I
had hands, I would clap.
He's at about 14 minutes. Is that right?
14
this distance.
42.
Look
You're
at that.
dead on with the timer.
Look at that.
Yeah, that timer in the corner is
like
right above me.
I was doing the second time.
Woo. No. There? No,
Other
there.
way.
This way.
Yeah, that way.
That way.
Do you have anything that might scare them
This
off?
timer,
right
here, is very close to what John said.
See, that's the stuff I need to start doing, is like when you do something like that, have like a particle
Oh, yeah.
like up underline it. Some type of magic, like fairy pixie dust or something, or I don't know.
I think
just
you
had
got
a
your
TriCaster
groove.
system and a lot of time on my hands. Or just a lot of time on my hands, actually. I could
Yeah, right.
do stuff like that.
Well, I didn't finish this, but I got the little sparkly particle.
Hey, I didn't do any of the most important parts of my job, but hey, look at this. Our next live stream will have particle physics. I'm sure upper management will love that. I'm sure they'll.
Oh, double spear.
What's up?
That's a new one. 2 spears at once.
Definitely getting down to the point where I really have to watch the food.
Oh, right.
I really wish there was a way to make it like a spear, like I could chuck it and actually hit the bird and like a harpoon gun.
That was
a harpoon gun. There you go. That's really
that would be a very cool addition. Just suddenly gets kind of high tech. But we had a kind of back and forth for a long time on what the best way to hold the spear is, because some people felt like this is how you do a spear, and others felt it was underhand, and so there was a lot of like, what about this? Test it a little bit, go back to that, and I think it just...
I bet you could spark a never-ending conversation about
debate.
a debate
Yeah.
about spear.
Who knew that it
yeah.
had a big debate around it? But I always thought it was this. But then I got really, after playtesting, got used to this. So now I'm sure I could do this, but this does feel natural.
All I know is
go
I'll be
underhand.
shocked if I get up tomorrow and on any gaming forum, I will not name names because that's what we do. If I see any conversation about spears
Oh, right.
and how to use, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to just type thank you to that person. I'm glad you watched the stream.
But it's interesting too from a game design perspective. Like, you wouldn't think that when you're building a game, like, about usability and how people would perceive holding a spear. It might seem real obvious, and then you get in there and a couple other people are like, no, that's not as obvious as you thought it would be.
Well, to me, the irony, or the thing is, like, if you're stabbing, you're doing one motion, but if you were like, okay, how would you throw this spear? Most people would probably do the over the shoulder, because, like, you're throwing.
Yeah.
But because you're not, most people, it just...
Yeah.
Lunging.
You don't need to really go overhand because of the way the fish are positioned on the
I
island.
want to know, why can't you give Carl a spear and fence with him? Like, sometimes you just need to kill some time.
Yeah.
You're waiting for stuff to respawn.
Some people try to spear Carl, which is always interesting to see, because yet again, we didn't really think that Carl would be like since he was your buddy and he was different than the other animals, that he would be a natural target.
What does it say about our inner psyche as a society?
That it would be like, yeah, I don't think there are stars. I remember, no, there are stars. They're there.
Oh, there are stars.
Yay.
All right, so
There you go.
it is.
I remember flashback to what we talked about before.
Oh, no.
But
That's
yeah.
what I remembered.
Yeah, there we go. It was a burning question we had to answer. But
Now, after his
Getting
warm-up
closer.
playthrough, he's getting close to how I should be.
yeah,
No, I've already made some pretty bad mistakes in this one too.
he might not make it
If
to
you don't
Kyle's
beat
time,
Katie's
but
time,
he'll beat my
If you
time.
don't beat Katie's time, you have to literally give Kyle one of your Hawaiian shirts.
What?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That is a huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can commit to that.
Well, I'm just saying, you got a minute and a half to not, or 2 minutes to not have to commit to that.
No, I think he's gonna
Well, a lot
beat
of
my
bad
time.
things can happen in a short amount of time.
That's
Yeah,
what
he's
I know,
very
is just, like,
close.
it can turn on you that's like a dime. It's just like when I was, because that is part of the fun for me doing this stuff for us. Is I do have to play and make sure the system's gonna work and not crash while I'm doing records. So. But like I thought I was doing really well, and all of a sudden it's like one false so with the flint. I was moving too fast and just threw the flint down back in the box. I had 2 other, and then of course it turned around, the island's on fire because it hit just right
Oh yeah.
to spark a fire in the box. And I'm like, just a quick movement just ends it all.
Yeah, you gotta be hyper vigilant of every movement you make, pretty much.
Fire, the giver and the destroyer of life.
Like that pile of crates he's got going on, which is kind of where I'm sitting. Oh, he got a
He
fish.
keeps on getting those fish, but
Oh.
get him back.
That's yes. But there's a pile of crate lids right where I'm positioned box-wise. Here. Right up there, and I'm worried that'll be a fire. But I think it'll be okay. He needs that wood resource, so he can't
I've
really
also
just get
found
rid
out
of it.
if you, or for me, it works best. If I try to set that as far to the edge of the water as possible, like the crate lid, if I'm going to use it as firewood, the further I have away from Carl, the better it feels. Like, or the more, I feel like the more likely I'm not going to set everybody on fire.
Yeah, that's true. I usually put it where John puts it, just because I want it behind me in a way, but there is the danger that if a chain reaction fire goes from like his spear over to those crates behind him, then he's in trouble because it's gonna burn down a lot of the island. I don't know about all of his resources, but
Hey, little guy.
hey, you get the starfish
And eat him.
and ate him.
And Aiden.
Yep, he didn't last long. Oh, good. Some defense
He
there.
just threw the flame. He's just like, no.
Yeah, he's probably got plenty, but yeah, the desperation of like, not this time.
I feel like the one thing that always gets me sad is that every time I see a new crate come, I'm like, oh boy, it's going to be something different. Oh, it's just wood. It's just a wood piece of wood and a flint. Dang it. Maybe this next one will be different.
Yeah.
And every time Carl's like, hey, it's my thing I ordered. And I'm like, maybe it is, Carl. Maybe it is this time.
He'll never get the items that he wants.
He's never going to get that thing from
Yeah.
Amazon he ordered.
Yeah, but as a player, you're definitely appreciative of getting those things.
Oh, yeah.
Another day, another dollar, right? More like a sand dollar. You get it?
Oh.
Is it the, it's
Some
the
frantic
phrase
flip
you're
work
using.
there.
This fish, this
You have fire?
fish,
Oh, man.
this is the one. Very edible.
Looks like
This is
Adam's
first.
watching.
Something
Hi,
happening
Adam.
in my
He
life
said the
right
green
now.
screen setup is
New
killer.
friend, you, which which is
We miss you, Adam.
full 8 hours of sleep last night. Jealous?
Adam, we're taking donations for making full-blown psych room and new web camera. You can donate to my personal email.
He says, "Miss you too," and
Aw.
hi, and hello to me. Oh!
Ah, I got him. Got him before he got away.
Yay! I thought he might have snuck in there.
Dang, Steve.
Have you killed a seagull, John?
I have not. I've
Not
killed
managed.
one.
Oh, good.
It's been set me on fire.
Oh,
trying to get him.
Not
what's
good.
with the tigerfish down here? By your feet. This
Oh, this is the golden fish. When
Oh.
he picks up, he kind of looks like this.
Yeah, he kind of has
Which I've
little
been saving
stripes.
onto those. I got 2 of them this playthrough.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why to me it's
Just
like one of those
low on
tigerfish, you know.
Oh, yeah.
When
yeah,
Carl
when
does
they-
tell you about the golden fish, and then you're like,
They get these nice grill marks on the side that look like the stripes. And he'll save I imagine save those for last since they're the big heavy hitter health boosts.
Yeah, I did have 2, and I accidentally ate one trying to scare off that last fish.
Shark!
Actually,
Well-
up there he is over there.
That's what's funny is loud.
That's
You know,
Am. Sorry.
again, usually most of my tales end with me setting the island on fire.
Yeah.
But that was another instance I messed up. I saw the goldfish and tried to sporadically, like, drop everything you're doing to get it. And
Yeah.
Picking it up pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah, they understand
Adam
they
also
look
said
at the
that,
water.
John, you should put some shoes on your socks so you're going to
Anything
get full
that
of
might scare
sand.
them off for good.
And make sure you're wearing sunscreen. Because you're fully immersed right now, John.
I
That'd be
mean,
crazy if you came out with a sunburn, like after playing.
right, just like raccoon eyes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right.
Trying to get
How?
him.
We
Trying
just-
to get him.
so that's the secret. We actually
We
have a
have a-
tanning wall
yeah, I was
behind the
about
green,
to
on
say,
the side of the green screen.
Set up a tanning bed, like ceiling that's beaten
State
down.
of the art, first ever heat haptic response system.
Being in a
Fully
headset with sunscreen on sounds unpleasant.
Right?
Sounds like I'm not a big. Well, sunscreen's good to wear, but lotion and stuff, since it gets all grimy and I
And
couldn't imagine holding
I
the
too am
control.
not a big outdoor sun person. It's okay. You can admit these
Oh,
things.
my,
That's why we spend our
that
time
looks
indoors
delicious.
developing
Can I please have some?
things like that.
Our strength is in the dark and indoors
Right.
because our studio's pretty dim most of the time, since artists can't have like reflections from lights on their
Well, it's
on
also
their
there's
screen.
color. We're working with color. We're working
Right.
with trying to, we're
Right.
working across multiple systems, so we want the colors to stay as close as
Oh,
possible.
great. Even more
And to
than
be honest, if you have just a beam of light shining right on your monitor,
Right.
yellow can look really white.
Right. Real Effects, our sister studio, they are an entertainment company, movie company, and so they, if you're gonna watch a movie, you'll watch it in the dark on the movie screen. And so looking at it in the dark is when you'll get to see it at its peak, top quality. And so yeah, our studio just is always a little bit dim, a little dark. When
Little
it's
festive
rainy
too, though.
outside, it's very dim, very
Well, that's
dark.
why I have all the Christmas lights everywhere and the random, it feels like
Yeah.
little castaway sections.
Yeah, I have three little lamps on my desk to try to illuminate it.
Another good note, speaking of lights and things, one thing that we figured out with the Vive is Christmas lights in the direct line of the
Oh,
sensor will make it not track.
Oh.
This is very good information.
I spent
Oh,
I
PSA.
spent half a day researching why this wasn't working, and somebody unplugged the Christmas lights, and all of a sudden it worked.
Oh, is that why one strand is out?
That's why those
Over by-
strands got unplugged, that were
okay.
leading to the dev station,
Yeah.
because those lights were interfering with those infrared sensors.
That is. I wondered. I was like, it kind of looks weird. We're unbalanced, but it's for
That's why
actual
we're
practical
unbalanced.
reason. Well, real fast, John beat my time.
That's right, draw the 25 minutes.
He just casually beat 2020.
So,
Back to the board.
back to the drawing board.
Back to the board. Wah wah. So I got
we need another we
third
need like
place at least.
we need like a pod racing game or something like that. Some type of
I'd work on one of those.
something like that
Oh
for
yeah.
VR.
Yeah.
We need some other competitive VR stuff.
Yeah, we can totally do
And then
more
we
of
need
that.
ACC to send us some more free vibes so we can set up like a 6-person racing game. or something.
Everybody's mixed
Puzzle.
reality.
Yeah.
So I know it's just logs and rods.
That's my next thing I want to pull off, which is I want to see somebody pull off. I want to put more than one user in a mixed reality setting and have whatever each user is doing affect the reality.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
That'd be
first-
crazy.
The first thing that comes to mind is something playing virtual poker, which is kind of, okay, whatever. But being able to put on screen at least 4 people sitting down and getting the cards dealt to them and being able to look at,
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
that'd be crazy.
That'd be cool.
At least from the streaming perspective. I mean, I'm sure playing VR poker is probably not very. I don't know. I'm not a big poker player, but
Yeah,
I figure
no,
that's the
I-
most simplistic.
Thing to test with. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting that. This is only the second week we've had the mixed reality setup. Thank you, Justin. And so we're gonna keep improving on it, and I know you've been working on maybe doing some more, like it being in the foreground. Is that right?
Yeah. So the real thing with mixed reality is that a lot of people look at the tilt brush videos and stuff that Google's done. And what they've done is they have found a way to split the 4 views, if you will. The view that you actively see, the alpha channel that actually accompanies your foreground view, which is in your headset, and then getting the game to also export a background, which is what we kind of did for our stream, which is why they can see John on the island, and when they play the game, it's not like that for them. But what they've done is they've been able to take the alpha channel, like for tilt brush, when you're drawing with your brush, it's creating an alpha channel.
Another day,
of that.
$1, right?
And so I've been able to, with some help from the open community, found a way to take the alpha information and key it over the headset feed that you get the ability to draw in front of yourself, which Google and those big players figured that out a while ago. But
I think this may be it for John.
Oh no!
Is it?
Yes.
While we were chatting.
We lost track of John's despair.
I am out of food.
Out of food and
I'm
no
down to
food in sight.
27, 28, 29.
No
30,
coconuts.
31.
Well, buddy.
Oh,
27,
well, that's it.
31.
Kyle's the winner.
All right.
I tried, Kyle. I made too many mistakes.
I feel like it was a good run. I feel like you really gave a good. You went from what was it, 14, 15?
Oh, yeah, 14
to 27 or something. That's a huge jump.
Well, I felt like I cheated the audience, so let's do some. I'll do some sit down talk.
Okay, all right.
Since my face is now covered in sweat.
We can chat for a little bit.
Oh, okay, let me
Back on
get
the
our
couch.
clock that kept counting.
Oh yeah, we'll just see. It's down there now.
So yeah, differences. I've been playing this game so much on Oculus. That switching over to the Vive, I think I've played it a couple times on there, but yeah, it definitely feels different and plays different. It may also be our setup here that's a little bit different too.
Yeah. Did you feel like it tracked you better?
Oh, it's definitely tracking me better. Like usually with the Oculus, when I'm turning around to drop the crate lids, I tend to have a lot of that lost tracking, so it goes all wonky and flies everywhere. But yeah, with having the camera set up to where it can track you all the way around, it's really nice to move around the entire island that way.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, was it weird? Like you said, the controllers were different. Did that throw you off, or was it better, or?
I don't know. It was definitely getting used to it first. Like I felt like I should have been grabbing things, and then I dropped things when I didn't think I did, and I think it's just getting used to the controllers a lot. So I know I'm not trying to put out excuses out there. I accept that I lost this because Kyle had the exact same setup. He had all the same rules and
different builds.
Actually,
Seagulls were bugged.
Muted. He had his headphones on the whole time.
That might have helped. Maybe he was more in the zone.
The peanut gallery.
Yeah. Didn't have us commenting.
Well, there is a lot of spatial audio in the game. Like you turn and you can hear Carl at one point, and then if you don't turn back, he may be talking something, you completely miss what he says. So there's a lot of like being able to, you have to face him to hear his audio, and the music as well. Like you get too far away, you can't hear the music, gets too soft, and you get closer to it. So.
Yeah, that was something that I worked on a little bit too. Like and Alessandra helped implement the Carl the Crab dialogue, but yeah, having it spatialized is a big thing in VR to make sure that it sounds like it's coming from the source that it's coming from. Yeah. Because otherwise, you'll immediately notice it in 360. Because you'll be like, it's everywhere. I don't really. He's talking, but I can hear him out of my right ear. He's on the left. You're right.
So you guys were hitting on a lot of things like you'd like to see in the game and stuff like that. That's something I'm kind of interested in because we are kind of looking at possibly doing DLC or updates to the game and things like that. And so there are definitely bugs we want to fix. But what were some of the things you guys were mentioning as far as things you'd like to see in the game?
Oh, let's see. I just thought of another thing that was completely off topic. I was because you just caught the starfish. I was like, well, what if I can make the starfish like a throwing star and hit Steve? I want more ways to take Steve out. Steve is the bad guy. There is
a harpoon gun.
Our ability to make a harpoon gun.
Yeah.
The ability to throw a spear. I mean, if you're willing to lose the resource for the food, then let me do it.
Yeah.
If I'm willing to make that gamble, let me make the gamble.
So there actually was one Steve moment that I thought, I really should have added that in. But there's the one seagull that flies with the coconut, which is kind of the Monty Python reference there. But since you can use the grabby claw to like steal things out of his hand after he's stolen from you, maybe you could like shoot and get like a bonus coconut whenever that particular seagull flies across there.
That could be cool.
Like I actually did it just to see, does that work? And I never did get targeting on it, so I'm probably going to say that doesn't work, but keep trying. I don't know. Maybe it does.
Hey,
Or being able
Would
to
be
grab
cool.
with the claw, grab Steve. Like, you know, if you make, like have a hitbox on Steve, and it's like, if I get the grab claw to grab him, you know, or hit that box, why can't I grab him down?
Yeah, yeah.
Because then you get your double bonus. You get him, his food, and the food back.
That
Turns into a whole new gameplay of fighting him as he's flapping in your face.
Once you grab him, though, what do you do with him? You have to stick him in the fire.
Why not?
He's struggling. I guess so, but
You throttle
there's
him.
something about him like looking at you, like.
Island Time goes a lot darker than it
Yeah,
already
right.
Well,
is.
it's like the fish already look at you like, hey, George, what you do? Oh my God, you're burning me. So, I mean, what would be any different? I mean, they already look
Well,
so
you've
happy.
you're
you've
just happy in
stabbed
your
him, though,
life.
so they're dead, is what I think already.
They're dead and
do-
smiling.
Which
You put them out
doesn't
of
make it
misery.
any better. They've gone to a better place, so they're excited.
Where there's other fish just like them swimming around.
What was your other idea? You meant your harpoon gun, and then there was another one you had earlier, and I
It's
cannot
about the
remember.
double magnifying glass thing. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
what.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
said-
Oh yeah, because making a light gun with it. Somehow
Oh,
you could like get
yeah,
a reflection,
laser.
like a mirror or something, to like
Yeah.
reflect the sunlight through it to make like a concentrated.
And then
Zap
another
it.
instrument to kill Steve with.
Or more
Yeah,
controlled fire.
basically.
You know, that's why I know the magnifying glass is used to start fires, but it's like
Yeah.
another way to control a beam more to make more precise fire. I don't know what else you can do with that besides torture Steve. A lot of my ideas are about torturing Steve. Really, to be honest. How to catch Steve? How can we torture Steve? How can I eat Steve? Can we make Steve fatter to get more food bonus from Steve? Can I capture him and force feed him until he becomes big enough that I get more of a food bonus from Steve?
Yeah, that was something we joked about.
So definitely more Steve. That's what I'm hearing. More Steve stealing your things. That's what I'm really hearing.
More, or like, you know, there's that crate of seagulls that come out in the middle of the boat. Like, how can I, like, that's a lot of food out there. That's all this
Maybe
game
if you
has
could
taught me.
arc
Yeah.
a fire
Yeah,
like a
can I,
log
like-
over there.
Some fire slingshot,
Chickens
you know.
exploding.
Could I make rope for some? I don't know what I use it for, but it'd be nice. For instance, if you could take the flint and somehow grind it to make a, you know, I was talking about throwing a spear. What if you could make rope and a little sharp hook so you can just throw it and instead of make a
Hook
harpoon
that
gun,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
becomes more about your accuracy and you can have a rope to reel it back in.
So I definitely like more of the tools that use a lot of the physics, because that is kind of
Yeah.
the fun thing to the game, is that it's really a one-to-one sort of physics game. Like, you could actually, you know, pick up the coconuts and throw them, or rocks and things like that. You can really get some good flinging with that crabby arm, which is not intentional, but kind of works, to where if you grab that and then fling like a frisbee, you can throw things, sell them a long way off, especially those
Oh, yeah.
big lids.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wanting to kind of play around and do some of those things in here, but I was so under the gun. I was like, it's so much pressure. I have to beat that
Well,
34 minutes, and then I
hyped it
start
up a
screwing
lot,
up. I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
it was,
I gotta play serious.
I mean, you were literally last stream you were sitting there with your Hawaiian shirt with your glasses on, basically like, I'm too cool for school. I need my own hour because that's how long I'm gonna go. And you know, you didn't even technically beat Kyle's time with all your time combined.
I definitely crippled under the pressure. I'll admit it.
Totally normal. With the time counting down, and we hyped it up for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and you would be coming back.
Yeah.
It's
2
completely
weeks.
normal. But I see Thomas is in the stream on YouTube.
Oh,
Hi.
okay.
He was our giveaway winner
Nice,
this week.
nice.
So
Congrats.
He said, I think new tools would be super cool.
Okay.
So
Well,
Is
what's
Thomas the gentleman in the UK? I need
Yes.
to send some.
Yes.
Thomas, we're waiting on a box. It's coming shortly. I'm sorry.
we're working on it. So
okay? Okay, Thomas, since you're in there, what is the one thing you want? You say new tools, but what's the one thing that you'd really like to see out of those tools?
we'll see. We'll
I'll
give
throw
Thomas
that out
a
there,
chance.
and anybody else that's in the live stream too. Go ahead and throw out like your top sort of things you'd like to see in a new version of the game or a future version of the game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, the things that we have, too, because that's always good just to add on to. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of things. I know while we were developing it, there were things that I would think of, like, oh, I wish this did more or
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a bit more, like, to it. But I'm trying to remember. Like, a starfish and a bamboo stick could be like a star wand. It
Oh,
wouldn't do
yeah.
anything, but it might be fun.
Well, like I said,
Swing him
there's times-
around.
Like a pretty princess star
There's
wand.
times where you're kind of killing time. You're like, okay, the sun hasn't come down yet. There's nothing else to catch right now. I'm just defending my pile of food.
Yeah.
The star wand could be another distraction for Steve. What if you could just like wave over here and he comes to the bright light instead?
It would be fun if, like, sparkles came out of it.
Right.
Even if that's all it did, it could be kind of fun to be like, wee!
And I bet money somebody out there would be like, did you know about the secret sparkle wand trick? If you do this, this, and this, and this, it'll set all the seagulls on fire on the raft. What?
So I do want to do more things for Carl. Like, I know a lot of people want to kill Carl or stab him or do horrible things to him, but I actually want to dress him up. So there is a way of making little glasses using the monocles. And maybe you make those, then put them on Carl, and you can kind of decorate them. So maybe that's your off time is playing dress up with Carl.
He does make a comment about not having glasses.
Yeah,
He makes a comment he can't see, and maybe if you give him vision, he can help you like see Steve further away or ahead of time a little bit. Like it's actually a bonus to get to decorate him.
Well, and since you really want to do things to Steve, maybe you could actually skin him and give like Carl a little
coat. Like I already made you were on this island.
A little Steve coat.
Make him a pirate.
Oh gosh.
And instead of the claw arm, you can you can take his arm off, right? Maybe you can find a rusty sword and put it on there. And
Oh,
He's kind of like
he can change out his arm.
right. But he picks it up so easily. Why can't it be other things? It could be a hook. It could be I don't know, something else besides a hook. Sword maybe.
Sword.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I was thinking of.
I mean, also another thing that I've always I've thought about other food sources.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the fish, which is the primary. Then we got the seagull, which is kind of the extra primary. Then we got another fish, the golden fish. You can eat starfish. And I am someone who doesn't like crafting and being in every game there is.
Yeah.
But part of me is like, well, what if in one of those crates you got like seaweed and you could plant the seaweed, like you could burn a side of the island down and plant seaweed and have a seaweed farm.
Okay, there you go. Because
that way, in minutes where you were like, okay, well, I'm out of coconuts on this. Well, if I've done this, I have something that can get me through to the next day, and just things like that, like.
Yeah, just growing different things. Maybe it's different seeds. Maybe you can grow pineapples or other
or
tropical fruit,
things like that.
mangoes.
Or maybe since there's not enough room for the environment, for maybe things like that. Maybe it's something like you get a seed packet and you like sprinkle it on the tree. And now it grows pineapples instead of
We've turned this into Animal Crossing.
Yeah, right. Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, and see, that's good for me because I've never played that game, so now I'm just pulling stuff out from another game.
We're Animal Crossing fans, I would think.
Yes,
Have you played the main games? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm still playing the Pocket Camp.
Oh yeah. Hey, I need to get back on that.
I know. I took you off as a friend. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Anybody who doesn't log into my game in 30 days, I kick them
I mean,
off.
that's a good rule.
Fine.
That's a good rule of thumb in this type
It's
of
a
game.
harsh world, but that's
That's life.
He's a businessman in Animal Crossing. He's got to know. Oh, Thomas just said it would be cool if there was some sort of tool to maybe catch Steven.
Okay.
So,
we could definitely
like
have a
net
modified
or something?
rabbit claw.
Yeah,
or
you can
something.
do it like a net,
Yeah.
because the net can be double purpose for fish too.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe it's easier to catch things with.
So, another good question. What's with the seashell? What does it do?
That's something.
So, our tourist events are the things that you see out there, like the shark and the seagulls coming in a little box crate and stuff like that. There actually is a tourist event with the shells. So, if you watch for it, you'll hear like a little... It sounds a lot like Carl like scratching his butt, so it's really hard to tell when it does happen.
Yeah.
But the seashells will shift around on the island and do like little dances and things like that. But you really have to watch for it. It's really hard to find them.
No, I can't wait to see all the videos that people literally like, all we're doing today, guys, is watching the shells. I heard the shells do stuff. We're going to watch the shells till they do stuff, boys.
But other than that, there's nothing to craft with them. We do have some ideas for crafting because a lot of people wanted to craft with the seashells.
Well, like you could like make music with them, like stringing to them together and look at them.
Summon something. No.
Yeah, I forget what they're called.
Canastas.
Canastas. There. Make some canastas. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could like chopsticks with them somehow. Like I don't know. I mean, but put them in my hair. Make pretty bows for Carl. I mean,
if there's three of them. That's how you go to the bathroom.
Aerial. A seashell bra.
Yeah.
Aerial style.
They're actually.
Carl.
So in one of the versions, there actually was a coconut bra.
Oh, there was.
Yes, there was.
I
a way
remember
to make
seeing
a
the design art for that. Yeah. I remember seeing that. I'm assuming that got vetoed.
No, we just it was one of those wasn't working very well, so we just kind of scrapped it.
Probably lower priority.
When you have to force something to work and it breaks other things, you might as well let that thing go.
Yeah.
So.
But who knows? It may be making it in a future release.
Yeah, we're definitely
coconut bras.
Yeah. The hot item that will really sell.
The summer DLC.
We've heard your cries for a coconut bra. It's all the comments.
That's
on all
exactly how the
streams.
DLC trailer's gonna go. We've heard your cries.
Here it is. And Carl just lifts up with a coconut bra on. Dun-dun. Well, it's time to wrap up.
Okay.
I don't know how we are.
Well, cool.
We're good. Okay. All right.
Well, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining. We are having giveaways right now going on all of our social media. So Flight School HQ on Twitter, you can follow us there, or on Facebook, Flight School Studio, and we might be Flight School HQ as well, I'm not sure. But Flight School Studio should get you there. And you can see we're having one this week and then 2 weeks after, and you could win some cool Flight School, Manifest 99, and Island Time swag if you enter and you're the week's winner. So check that out for more details. But that's it
Cool.
for this week. Thank you for joining us. Bye.